Hey guys, welcome to my studio. It's Rob Suchetto, the zombie artist to Earth. And we're gonna be doing some drawings by request. This is a request from Christine. She suggested Ludo from Labyrinth, yeah, and so I'm doing it. I'm doing a zombie version of Ludo from. Can you see? How's that? Is that better? I think that's probably better. Yeah, isn't that great? Yeah, that's good. I like that. Yeah. So, welcome, guys, to the studio where I do all my zombie art. All the zombie art that you see me do here ends up on my Patreon, which you can go to by following the link in the description below. Yeah, so if you want to see the finished version of Ludo here, there's a long way to go on this one. A long way to go. I've barely gotten the texture right. I've only seen a few pictures of him, so but he is a zombie, so he kind of almost looks Predator-like. Yeah, but that's because he has that lip that goes up like that. So yeah, and I'm giving him huge eye craters, like his eyes are in really deep. Yeah, make him look really angry and emaciated. He kind of reminds me of that Muppet from Sesame Street, Rolf. Like, he's kind of like Rolf, with the saggy ears. But I'm going to make the ears sort of go behind the oh, no, I can't then, eh? Okay. So, what should I do? No, you know what? I will. I'm actually going to put them back, and yes, you'll be able to see through. These veins will be under, and tendons will be under the ear, but it'll be separated enough. So yeah, just working things out. Working things out. Yeah, so I'm gonna, really zombify Ludo here. I think another Jim Henson creation, if I'm not mistaken. I think Jim Henson kind of even maybe directed that movie. I can't remember now, but I know he had virtually everything to do with the puppetry and design and stuff. Yeah, so Jim Henson, eh? Wow. Yeah, and you know what? I think this, I'm trying to think of what this thing is, right? Like, is it more of a bear or like a pig, or what would it most resemble, if it was in a pure form or whatever. And I'm thinking this is more like an ape? A bear? Like, what is he most akin to, Yeah, you sort of try to give it the backstory, right? You try to give it, like, context to help you sort of draw it. Because I'm not really accustomed to this character. This is obviously the first time I've ever done this character, and I'm doing the zombification as I go. So I'm trying to figure out, just things. I'm trying to work stuff out, But, yeah, I enjoy that. I enjoy that. It's fun, Just gonna check the chat. Check the chat. No, oops, that's not chat. What am I doing here? Oh, that was chat. Oh, okay. Oh, it says sorry, live chat is available. I hope you guys are seeing this. Okay. Well, that's what it says there. Okay, anyway, sorry guys. If there's any video problems, I'm not quite sure what's going on, so I apologize. I'm hoping everything is, broadcasting broadcasting fine, so yeah, forgive me if it's not. But yeah, so I'm just working on this sort of suggestion to do for cool new content on Zombie Daily, and somebody mentioned they'd like to see Ludo as a zombie, a Ludo zombie. So I'm more than happy to oblige. Might take a while. Probably will take a while. But, I'm working on it right now, and I'm trying to get a groove for it. Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, what kind of a tongue would it have, even, Things to make it more, kind of realistic, or textured, as I oft say, textured. Yeah, I like texture. I like texture. It's true though. I do. I like portraying texture in my art. In my arts. Yeah. Yeah. And I can't get enough of looking at myself in a mirror. I have a mirror right in front of me that I often use for, facial expression, angles, things like that. Yeah. Yeah, I've done that for years. I have a mirror there. Yeah. That helps. See, here's the thing. Should I make, I'll make him sort of a hulking, a hulking abomination. Like he's got crazy fresh, crazy silly fresh veins. Crazy silly fresh. Yeah, adding that kind of stuff. And then what I'm going to do, I think, is I'll have, the hair kind of, yeah. And, this is the kind of thing, right? You're working it out. You're working out the strategy, how much zombification to give it, and, things of that nature, right? And, where to put the hair tufts, stuff like that. Make it look sinewy, but the hair is falling off, this flesh is kind of falling off, yeah. That sort of thing. Yeah, don't know about those teeth. Those teeth are going to have to... They would come about there. Well... Yeah, that's kind of more like it. Yeah, that's more like it. Yeah. See, working stuff out. Don't know what I have to change, but you have to change some stuff on the go. You know what the thing is too. And I've said this before. My work is like intentionally sketchy, you know, where you'll like it's not super slick. You can almost see the work has been like how the work has been done on it, and I love that. I love that I've like kind of found that style for myself, you know. Yeah. You find your style. You might go through different styles in your career as an artist, you know? But yeah. Yeah, I think this guy's coming along pretty cool. Right? Answer me. Yeah, I like it. I like it. There will always be changes. You know, I'm going to try to concave his eyes as much as possible. Like almost deadite proportions, man. Like, yeah, I really want to darken that so you see just a little like twinkle, but almost nothing else, man. Or maybe like an eyeball. Yeah, I like that. So you know what? Here I am. I'm doing it in real time, man. I'm working it out. You know, this is how the process literally is. It couldn't be much less rehearsed. You know, it's just yeah, working out process and fixing stuff, noticing things that need, you know, attention. And you know what? This, I'll tell you something. Usually, I actually eyeballed this on the couch while I was sitting on the couch, and so it was super rough. I was at an angle. It was bad. Like, it was not a great. Plus, working stuff out on this paper, it's like super rough. Like, it's super rag. So, like, my hands look like artist hands, right? They're all black on the side there, right, from the graphite. So, yeah, like this is not the ideal way I even do this kind of stuff. Yeah, so this was a rough one. Rough situation one. But I like it. Like, I really like it. I like it so far. I like where it's going. I think when I said like I'm gonna change things and whatever, I think it needs some of this. I think it needs some sinew in there, you know, to connect the face. You know, maybe another one at more of an angle. You know, to counteract that. Yeah. But yeah, you know, you're throwing things in there that identify what kind of texture, flesh, whatever surface that is, right? You're kind of, you know, establishing that kind of stuff at this stage. And yeah, I'm going to, you know, put another, you know, kind of sinew in there too. That's that Dale Keown type of thing that I love that he did. Like, I love that you did that. Yeah, like he had that, the Hulk chest and like all the super wicked sinew and stuff. and striations of the muscle, but they were like form lines, form lines that went with the chest line at the bottom and stuff. You know what I'm talking about. If you've ever seen Dale Keown stuff, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I love this stuff. I love his stuff. Every time I see him, I'm thinking, like, anytime I see his art in a comic, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm buying that. He used to work for something like Dragon's Slayer or something comics, and he that's how I discovered him. Like, I discovered Dale Keown from Dragonlance or something, from Aracel. That was the company. That was the company. So check that out, man. Early Dale Keown stuff. Yeah. He's great. I love him. I love his stuff. Yeah. But that's kind of like, his sort of thing that he does. Kinda. Yeah, because you know what? Sometimes your influences just come out and you interpret them in a certain way too, right? So it's going to be different, but it comes from that sort of established voice a bit because it works and you like that, right? So, you're creating your own style through many different people's styles and nature and observation and personal, traumas and, highs and lows and all that stuff. All that stuff goes into your art. So, it's 100% unique, and better when you can master things, right? When you can master stuff, it really does help. It really does help, bring you more joy, I think. So, it's always that pursuit of practice and, learning and applying visual, trickery in the inks and stuff, like all that kind of stuff that you learn, you pick up from, all of your influences, like I said, right? So yeah, that's why it's everybody's work is so, even this right here, like you're watching me do this Lodi, is that, did I get it right? Yeah, Lodi, yeah, character, and you might be thinking, like, I know guys that can make that like 1 billion times more zombie-ish and blah, blah, blah. But people will be able to recognize, like, I'm not taking it too far, I myself could take this to an even more, like, insane zombie, level of decay and all kinds of stuff like that. But you might not be able to recognize it at that point, right? So that's one thing I kind of keep with the sort of pop art I do, is that I want to keep it into a realm that people know the character. It's still the character, right? It's more of a zombie portrait, than like a complete obliteration of the character, just to make it look kind of cool or whatever. Like, then it's a different thing, then it's a different thing to me anyway. So that's why I try to keep, the consistency. But yeah, I do so much other stuff too, guys. And you know what? Even if you're checking out my Patreon, which you must, it's where all this art goes. If you're checking out my Patreon, just type bonus into the search bar, and you'll see all of the bonus posts that I've done, which are all basically non-zombie art. It's like nature art, like celebrity chaos line drawings, I call them, like they're portraits of celebrities and stuff like that. So, and tons more, like even just poster designs I've done and things like that. So if you want to see that kind of stuff too, like the non-zombie stuff, I've done plenty of that, plenty. So yeah, check it out. Like, if you want to see some of that action, like just type bonus into the search bar at Zombie Daily, and yeah, you'll be deluged with even more of my art, but not zombie stuff. For the most part, I don't think there's any zombie stuff in the bonus posts. I could be wrong about that, but it's mostly all the other stuff that I do, except for the adult stuff. That's something entirely different. Adult cinema. Yeah, so there we go. We're fleshing out the creature, and yeah, I'm gonna put those ears in there, like they're all mushy and like just almost hanging by a thread type of thing. But yeah, putting those in here. You know, they will cover the nice tendons and veins I wanted to show more of, but just want to see if there's any chat going on. What up? What up, homie? Huh. Okay, it says, sorry, live chat is currently unavailable. I don't know why. Huh. Okay, well, I just hope everything's going well, guys. But it is recording, so... I hope everything's okay. I hope you can both hear and see me. Oh my goodness, that's good. Yeah, so just been working on more content this weekend, guys. I hope you guys are having an awesome weekend, man. Maybe you're watching this to put you to sleep. I've been told I can do that. You know, but it is too. That's, you know what? If it's therapeutic that way, go for it, man. That's awesome. Have it in the background. Yeah. So yeah, I'm kind of. I hope you guys can see that. Yeah, you can see that well. Come on now. So, yeah, I'm adding sort of. I'm taking the fur off parts, right? So, but you can see the sinew underneath. You can see all the sort of the tendons and yeah. Muscle striations. Things of that nature. Man, you know what? I really want to give him like almost human-like toes. But maybe I shouldn't. Because he has like claw-like toes. But I thought giving him like more human-like toes would be like grosser. You know, under the like having the toenail, you know, kind of bent back and dirt, and you know. Yeah, I kind of like that. I kind of like that idea, right? So, but no, I think I should kind of stick more with. Yeah, I don't want to like mutate. I don't want to mutate him. I just want him to be a zombie. See, I started doing that. See, I started doing the toe. Yeah, I started thinking about it, man. I started thinking about it. Can I get away with it? Yeah. That's how much I wanted to do human-like toes. You know. Your mind always goes to the gross thing, right? When you're doing zombie stuff, and for the most part, it's true. For the most part, it's true because it's zombie. Gotta keep it zombie. So, yeah, adding any kind of discourse you know, to the image is always good. You know, to a point, obviously, right? As I have mentioned. But this is my process. You know, this is my process, and I like it. You know, it's I've gotten used to it to the point where it's like, no, I've got a rhythm, man. Like, you know, my process is like different for different things too, right? Like, it's not always the same. But the stuff that I've kind of been doing on the live streams lately, for the most part, it you know, it's my it's what I can do kind of in a day, you know, for Zombie Daily. Is every bit of it gold? No, because sometimes I'm experimenting too, right? Sometimes I'm experimenting too. I hope that everybody enjoys the stuff that I've been putting on Zombie Daily, man, because you know, we're almost up to the 4,000th post. You know what I'm talking about? 4,000 pieces of art on that page, man. So yeah, check it out, guys. That is where all of this art goes. It goes to my Patreon. So absolutely check it out. You know, hit that search bar if you want, or just scroll forever, man. But do you know, pack a lunch. Don't forget to hydrate. You know, you'll be there for a while, man. Yeah. Non-stop zombie art, traditional zombie art, man. So, check it out. And you know what? If you have the ways and means, guys, if you wouldn't mind, you know, helping support my Patreon financially with you know, even a $2 a month you know, funding, that would be more than terrific. I would be over the moon. All the proceeds go to buying art supplies to create more art for the page. So see how that beautiful circle of life or undeath has occurred? Yes, it's true. So yeah, any you know what, $2 a month is all I would ever ask. If I could get, you know, 500 people on this planet to you know, help support Zombie Daily, that would be more than terrific. So, also like to thank all my patrons, my current patrons, past patrons, and I'd like to thank my future patrons too. Blink! And yeah, do check out the site, and do check out the Zombie Portrait site. Man, it's out of sight. It's out of sight, man. Yeah, get yourself a zombie portrait, guys. I think next year will be the 20th anniversary. Yes, I do believe it is. The 20th anniversary of Zombie Portraits. So yeah, get yourself a zombie portrait soon. Yeah, it's what a gift. What an awesome gift it is for you know, a horror fan, zombie fan, you know, cool art fan, what have you. I think it's a pretty cool thing. I'm very proud of them. So yeah, you know, if you want to check those zombie portrait buttons out. Couples, we've got singles, couples. Could do singles, couples, pets, of course. You know, weddings. Yeah. And I love doing wedding photos because they're often like really good. They're really good photos to work from, you know. So yeah, I've done a lot of wedding zombie portraits over the years, like tons. Yeah, I love those. Some of them were really hard too, because I remember this one couple had like the wife had the I guess the bonnet or tapestry or whatever, like over both of them, and there's all these like light and weird sort of crinkles and stuff, and blue and yellow, and all of these like highlights. That was a really tough one to do, you know. I love a challenge though, man. I love a challenge. So yeah, that was great. But yeah, that was a great wedding photo. And another one where there was a dinosaur skeleton in the background they wanted me to keep in, and dolphins. So many great couples, zombie portraits, man, over the years. Yeah. And I'd love to do yours next. I'd be honored to do yours next, man. That'd be awesome. And please do check out zombieportraits.com. As well as the Patreon. There we go, guys. There. If I was out of frame, my apologies. I don't always check my 9 there. That's where exactly it is. So yeah, I don't know. I'm reading that the chat function is not functioning, guys. And if not, then I apologize. Yeah, it says, sorry, live chat is currently unavailable. So, my apologies, guys. That's a shame. If it is, I don't know, could be just telling me that. I really don't know. But we'll find out. We'll find out tomorrow. And rectify that if we can. And, yeah. If you wanna ask any questions or communicate in any way, you can use the comment section when the video is posted. Yeah, and I'll address it the next time. The next time I'm on. Yeah, I like to kind of do these every other day, if that's cool with you guys, you know? Yeah, because you know, I'm doing a bunch of stuff all the time, right? So, you know, it always changes. Like even today, like I didn't really think I'd be doing this today, but I am, and I'm like, okay, well, this is what we're going to be doing today. You know, so I kind of don't have a plan, and sometimes it's a surprise even to me what I'm going to kind of be doing. You know, but as I mentioned before, if you guys are interested in seeing the Cape Fear 2 comic come together, I'll be doing a live stream with that this week. So yeah, stay tuned for that for sure. If you're into comics, if you're into creating comics or drawing the comic books, you know, and you know what? I think that's why I think comics will be around forever. I really do. I think the thing is, like, anyone can make them almost, right? Like, you could go to a print, like you could do your own comics and sell them. Go to a printer and distribute them. Right? So anyone can kind of do that if they want it. So, like, big companies have to kind of go like, well, we have to have a market. Like, we have to be able to have a market share in whatever that is. Right? So, you know, they'll always be sort of, like, you know how many times I've heard, oh, DC is like, next week, the doors are closed. Like, that was like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago. Yeah, next week the doors are closed for DC, man. You know, news sources say. But yeah, like I think comics will be around forever, man. I think comics will be around like as paper things. I think, man, in some way, shape, or form. I just don't see them not existing. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But how's that? How about that? He's got that huge, distended Scott Steiner type abdomen. No, you know what? I shouldn't say that about Scott Steiner because he'd probably kill me, first of all. But he's more the liver king, who would probably kill me or die trying. But no disrespect. I don't know either of those dudes. But I'm just saying that, or Iron Sheik, the Iron Sheik type of abdomen. You know, yeah, that's what it is. That's where I got that from. You know, I was channeling that. That's where that's from. You know. So that, you know, like I said, man, you pull things from different parts of your brain, you know, while you're you know, doing this, right? So yeah, that's the sort of working it out creative side of it that we're doing right now too. Like I'm really tightening it up now. But there's still some parts that I'm like, oh, okay, I have to go in and identify that more, you know. So, like, in here. And you know what? I know that for sure, like, I'm rubbing some of that off because, yeah, I think it was a little darker before. But that's why it's, like, sometimes working in pencil is kind of sucks, you know. Like I do see. I don't know how these guys like these. I guess I should look at how they do stuff more. But I can't remember the dude's name. But he did some issues of detective and he's like a painter. Like he's a painter, man. Like he's an Italian guy, and I just can't remember his name. Like I don't want to try to say it because I know like it's gonna be awful. I can't remember what his name is, but yeah, he did that. What was that scary book that DC put out like in the middle of summer? Nightmares, or I don't know, I can't remember, but I think he did the detective little 2 or 3 issue run, and yeah, it was crazy art, man, crazy art. Like Ariel Olivetti meets Bisley almost. No, not Bisley, but yeah, a bit of Bisley for sure, man. Yeah. Anyway, I dig his work, man. I dig his work. His work's fantastic. Yeah. So if you know what I'm babbling about, if you can figure out what the old man is saying, yeah, check it out. Check it out. But yeah, you know, here we go. Yeah, I think I like this. And you know what? I was like, oh, I think I kind of screwed up that horn. Now I'm like, no, I really like that horn. I really like that horn. I think that horn is dangerous and, you know, more way deadlier looking, you know. So yeah, I like that. So I'm gonna keep that. You know, it almost looks like it was like gnawed at or I don't know, man, like broken up. Yeah, I like that feel, you know. Hold it. Yeah, so there we go. Yeah. There we go. And you know what? This paper is good good though for erasing stuff to create sort of lines on like atop your lines in your work if you want to create like extra depth, So using the eraser to sort of draw kind of thing. I'm actually going to take that out. Really going to accentuate that a lot more. So you're saying the line is here. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And this is this. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you got to really... Sometimes your lines hide, and you got to pick them up. You got to pick them up. Yeah, because when you're inking, it's the way I do these, right? So my first step is to do obviously the penciling. So, but for this, what I normally do is I do a rough. I do all the working out in a rough, and then I'll pencil it. I'll use the light table to transfer the image onto a piece of watercolor paper. Okay, so then there's way less smudging and working out and all that kind of stuff. Like here, I'm doing it right from scratch, like right from Stickman basically. And I'm looking at a thing. I kid you not, it was twice the size. No, it was actually this. It was this. This is the size of the pic. Like, obviously that doesn't work. But I was looking at something so small on a screen, and I'm like, okay, all I need to do is get his structure down, and then I'll like find another photo and for his face, because I can't see his face at all, like nothing. I can see kind of his sunken in eye areas, and I think a bit of his nose, but that was it. Everything else was a smudge. So I had to get a structure down first, and then, do the face from another photo. Yeah, so this is mighty dirty, but I kind of like it, and it doesn't matter really because I'm going to be doing the gray wash anyway, and then the outside of it will be cleaned up, right? Cleaned up, and even cleaned up in post. That's what I kind of do, because the thing is, when you scan something, it's not perfect either, right? So you have to fudge with it to get it to where the art should be. There's static and stuff, and this, that, the other thing. So you want to be able to bring that piece back up to where, as close as it can be to the original. That's going to be really difficult. That's very difficult most of the time, but that's the kind of goal, right? So you kind of have to fudge with it a bit in post, yeah. But it's because of technology that you have to use technology to fix it. You know what I mean? That's the thing, right? It's because the scan isn't like 1,000%, perfect. Yeah. What a huge problems I have. No, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things, art-wise, So. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear there's fireworks happening because of Canada Day Eve? Or is it Canada Day today? In my studio, time stands still, man. Okay, so there is the Ludo character. In as much, I think, detail as I'm going to do for the pencils. As much detail as I'm going to, do for the... well, maybe, let me just... See, the thing is, I don't really even have to do this kind of stuff. Like, I'm going to do that instinctively with my inking anyway, right? But here I am kind of doing it and then going, okay, well, maybe I could put a strand of something coming off of them. And that always works. That always identifies, too, as a zombie kind of thing, right? Like that kind of hanging flesh or whatever, like, roots or, what have ye. So, yeah. putting that stuff in, before you want to get everything in there before you put the first wash on. Because once that happens, you can't erase, right? You can add, but you can't erase. Because it's kind of under that film of paint or pigment or whatever you want to call it, So yeah, there we go. There we go. There's my Jeff Goldblum. Hurrah! Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we are. Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do. Oh, boy. There. I like it to draw. So, how about that? How about that? A little darkness, a little more darkness around the eyes. You've got the eyes. Yeah, I like that. Good. Okay. All right. Okay. Enough. I will now. Sorry, guys. Sorry to bump there. I will now get the get to the wash. Get to the wash. Yes. Here we go with the gray wash. The undertone. Toblerone. Yeah, I gave up chocolate, man. I gave up chocolate. I gave everything up. I gave everything up, man. Yeah, chocolate, smoking, chips, fast food, almost restaurant food in general. That I kind of still dip into every once in a while, but man, like unbelievably rarely. I think I spent $300 on restaurant food last year. That's how much. That's how much. And it's even less now. Like it's nothing now. Oh, sorry, restaurant food though. Sorry, yeah, that's all I'll do. And that's like again $300 a year. Of restaurant foods. That's how often I go to a restaurant. Is what I'm saying. Yeah, just trying to live healthier, Us artist guys. Us artist guys are at super risk. I just have so much to do all the time, and I love it. And I never want to stop. I've been really chilling the last couple days, which is the weirdest thing ever. Like, it's so hard for me to chill, wow, yeah, it's really difficult for that to happen, but I've been trying it the last couple days. Chilling. So we're putting on the initial wash, gray wash, that I do with my zombie art. And yeah, gives it more depth. Gives it a nice sort of undertone that's like, dirty or dulled or drab, and the art itself doesn't have to be drab. The art itself can be very punchy. It's just that the base color, that I prefer to do for my zombie art, everything sort of gets a gray wash first. not not on everything. And I've said before, like, fire and laser beams and some metal shiny things, and don't get the gray wash, but virtually everything else does. Everything else does. That's for my stuff, for my art anyway. Like for my zombie art, it kind of makes it distinctive, I think, too. A lot of people have said that my art's very distinctive. Yeah, that's what they say. And you know what? It's one of those things, I can't make that up. Like, I would never think of that, unless somebody said it. I'm waiting for people to say nice things before I can say anything, That's how I roll, man. And if they don't, then I don't say anything. I don't know how my art is taken. Yeah, I'm gonna... There. Yeah. So I think that looks pretty much like a zombie Lodi. Lodi? I'm like that prince on Bugs Bunny. Hansel? Yeah. Lodi? Why do I always have trouble with this word, with the name of this thing? I think it is Lodi, right? Yeah. Alright. So yeah, putting the gray wash on there. And you know what? There will be some parts that are actually gray, I think, too. Because around his eyes, I think, and maybe some of the horn parts. But they'll be affected. They'll be affected with other colors anyway. But they might require more gray wash after I sort of add the color. And from what I remember, he's kind of looks like one of those Labubus, and those sort of Russian monkey things. They're like plushies, but then they have the leather or whatever face, or plastic face. Yeah, it's like Labubu, I guess, one of those, creatures, right? So that's what he's kind of like. He's got the hair around his face, and his face is like a lighter color. But he's covered actually in hair, and I actually made a lot of his hair sort of fall off because he was rotting. So we'll visit him back later. And as I always have something on the go, I will... Oh, you know what? Oh my goodness, remember that? Yeah, Carnage. Okay, maybe I'll get to him in a bit. I think I'd like to finish this. Because, yeah, it's almost done. And I'd like to score a victory tonight with getting at least one thing done for sure. So I'm gonna add some, and this one's almost finished, right? This one's almost finished, and you know what? I'm not gonna rush it either. I'm gonna use a different pen. I might even use a Sharpie. Yeah. So that's just a matter of, this one is just a matter of finishing it up. It's almost finished. And guys, check out my Patreon page. That is where all of this zombie art that I do is featured. That's where it goes. So, and also my zombie portraits page. It also goes there. Same time. Then it gets shared on my socials. So if you'd like to get first dibs on the new art, the new stuff that's coming out, yeah, why don't you just check out my Patreon page? And if you have the ways and means, all of your financial support, and all I ever ask is $2 a month from anyone with the ways and means to do so. You know, that's an absolutely astonishing and wonderful thing to me. It means the world to me. So if you're so inclined, if you have the ways and means, as I've said, the funding goes directly to more art supplies, to buy more art supplies, and more and better art supplies. More and better art supplies. Yeah. The more, the scarier. And you see what I'm doing? This paper, though, is the best. I love this. This is, again, a paper that I bought at Staples. And it's a cardstock. And man, is it ever... the surface is just spectacular. So a friend of mine ended up getting me 2 huge bolts of it. Well, not bolts of it, but like packages of it. Which was the best gift in the universe. That's what I'm doing Cape Fear 2 on. That's the paper I'm doing. Because I couldn't find 11 by 17 of this paper, you know, anywhere. And it looked like their website didn't have it either. So, but he got it for me, and I was like, oh my goodness, you know, that was so awesome. That was so awesome. So, yes, I'm doing Cape Fear 2 on that paper. That's happening. That's happening. Some of you guys probably saw in maybe a previous live stream me doing some Cape Fear 2 stuff, and even showing some Cape Fear 2 pages that were finished. So yeah, check out the other videos for some Cape Fear stuff. I think it's the one labeled comics, or has something to do with comics or whatever. So yeah, you'll find it pretty easily. Yeah. Rob does comics. Yeah, so here we go. Just adding some more darkness in there, some depth. Popping that character's figure out more, to exaggerate it, right? If you're doing illustration, right, you want your art to be as easily identifiable as possible, right? Like that's the sort of ground. That's the ground you're walking on, right? That's what you should establish. At least those are my thoughts, man. I'm wondering if I should use, you know what? I think I did actually use Sharpie for this. Did I? Didn't I? You know what? I don't think I did. No, I think I used... did I use my Tombow? Tombow! Yeah, there, putting some crazy silly fresh details and gnarls in the finger. Add some veins maybe in there, really minute, very small. This is one of those things where it's like, oh, there's just tons of really cool detail, like to describe not only the symbiote's like skin texture, but what it is when it's still alive, you know, after being killed or experiencing the zombie virus, or a zombie virus that, you know, works particularly on them. Like there's so many ways, right? There's so many ways to like tell that story, but you know, picking a sort of a backstory that you can sort of go with your drawing, it really helps, man. It really helps. Give your character a backstory, and it really helps you, you know, embellish that character all the more, you know, because you're thinking of what the history is, or like how that character got to where it is. No matter how infinitesimal you might think it is, it really does help. Like it really does help on a molecular level, man. It's true. It's true. It does for me anyway. Like, you know, I'm sure that's nothing new. But like, you know, I'm sort of like, you know, advocating for that because it really does help your character, no matter how small the character is, no matter how big the character is, and I mean like importance-wise. They're all important. Everything's important when you're drawing it, right? So you want to try to get it right, and giving a little backstory to even the smallest character is a really good sort of practice, you know, to keep up. Keep it up. Yeah. Guys, thanks for joining me. I hope you're having a great time. I'm doing some zombie carnage, man. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy zombie carnage. So I'm also doing Ludo from Labyrinth. From Labyrinth. Yeah, so I'm doing Ludo from... you know what? I think I'm going to... There's a little puddle. There's a little puddle here. So I'll take that out. And distribute it elsewhere so that it dries faster. So the next step will be putting on the, I think, what should I do next, actually, now that I'm thinking of it? I didn't plan that far ahead. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to kind of do that gray, fleshy tone for his skin. That, you know, sort of like a gray, cream with gray in it. Yeah, cream with gray in it. You know, it's kind of like a brown tan, I don't know, but more gray. Anyway, I'm gonna add some blue too, blue as well to parts, but I think I'm gonna put in pure or more pure blue to intermingle with the wet brown. You know, going downtown. So there. And then, okay, so then, oh my God, I wish you could see this. Yeah, I'm just mixing some paints. Maybe I'll make that a little darker, a little yellower. Yeah, okay, maybe there. Okay, we'll see about this. So the sort of fleshy, exposed parts, I'm gonna do with this color, you know. So I got this color. Oh yeah, I'm kind of, you know what? I'm doing everything because the eyes are gonna be affected otherwise. So we're doing this, and even on the inside. the what do you call it? Torso, abdomen area. Now that's exposed. You know, the claws, of course. But you know what? Not you know what? Here, the twisted ear part, but not the other side of the ear. That's going to be brown. Yeah, because his ears are brown. You know, so I'm gonna that's gonna be a nice little contrast in there. I like that. So that's good. So that's good. Well, I mean, I did it intentionally like this, but not intentionally for the color contrast there. So I'm glad that little sort of twist was evident to my watchful eye as I was, drawing it, as painting it really. Yeah. So everything's going to get this sort of, all the fleshy areas are going to sort of get this, I might whiten that a little bit, make his toes more skeletal maybe. So I'm going to add some white in there, some white. Whew, I need coffee. Oh, goodness. Sweet, strong and sweet. Wonderful. Yeah. So, back to Ludo. Ludo! Yeah, I kind of like this. I kind of like this version. I think it looks pretty cool. He's lost a lot of his hair. A lot of his hair has sort of sloughed off along with his skin, which I'm going to also add some red to here and there, and yeah, like maybe under some of the fur. But yeah, that's I think that kind of maybe I'm going to put a little bit more yeller in there. Because that knee, warmer colors come forward. They come forward. So put that little yellower knee that is forward, right? Give it a little more of a taste of yellow, and it helps it to pop more. It helps it to and especially since. Too, I'm going to probably be putting a cool color, behind with the fur and that shadow in there. So that'll really pop that knee out, not like mine, not like mine do. Real life in 3D, 3D. That jerk. Okay, so yeah, I think I can kind of. Stop it on this. Yes. I just want to see what this brown is. Yeah, I think that brown is good. Oops. I think that brown is good. Okay, so when we come back to that, it'll be the brown fur, because at that point it should be dry. But in the meantime, going to ink some more of this new Zombie Pinup Diva. So if you've been watching Zombie Daily recently, I'm doing a Zombie Pokemon 1 week extravaganza part 2. So more new zombie Pokemon on Zombie Daily. Some of them I've done during the live stream. So more Pokemon on Zombie Daily for the next week, and same with Zombie Portraits. So if you want to check out the Zombie Portraits blog, or if you want to check out the Patreon, either way, you get to see the new Pokemon zombies that I've done. So. Yeah, it's a week-long extravaganza. of zombie Pokemon. Everything's Pokemon now. And you know what? Like, everything kind of is Pokemon right now. People are like going to jail over stuff and all kinds of like weird like Pokemon stealings and fights and stuff like that. And I'm not doing the zombie Pokemon stuff because of that, because I always think they're like in the news or something anyway. Plus, I'm doing them because they're little kaiju, man, and I like doing, drawing them, man. Yeah, they're great. They're like, it's an unlimited kaiju factory, man. And it's like Shin Godzilla. He's a Pokemon. Like he goes from like that tadpole thing to the next. Like he goes through different evolutions, until he gets to his final thing when they freeze him. So he's a giant Pokemon, man. Yeah, those are my thoughts. Those are the things I think of. Yeah. So there, just adding some, you know what? Like in the stone vine sort of designs, Are they the vines or are they in the stone? You kind of don't know. So they're probably the vines. But it's ambiguous. It's ambiguous a little the way I sort of ink that. Because of the light, where the light shining kind of becomes part of the, stone, So yeah, just adding some, inking in some detail on a Zombie Pinup Diva, Zombie Pinup Divas. If you want to check out the other 1,000 that I've done, check out the Patreon. Type in pinup into the search bar, and you won't go broke. You won't go broke on pinups. There are like 1,000 probably pinups on that page. So do check that out if you're into the pinups. It could be your next tattoo, man. It could be your next tattoo. Like they're all different. Some are just singular, like full body, no background, and like there's a million different kinds. Well, there's 1,000 different kinds. I'm reaching the 1100th this Halloween, so that's a big deal, man. Like that's a lot of zombie pinups, And again, they're all different. Yeah, be sure to check them out on my Patreon. Almost 4,000 zombie art and bonus posts on that page. Almost 4,000. Yeah, I've been doing it for a long time. I have a huge body of material. And it's art from all kinds of sources too. Decks of cards, novel covers, comic book covers, like products, beer labels, portraits. Yeah, like there's so much variety in the zombie genre on my Patreon, guys. It's probably the most, in the world. And I'm not kidding. Like I'm not even kidding. Like I think it probably is. So if you're into that kind of thing, horror, zombies, creatures, oh man, the kaiju, and just the straight up, like, what do you call it, dinosaurs and everything else. Yeah, man, there's so much variety on there. You gotta check it out. Patreon link is in the description below. So check that out immediately after this. Immediately after this. But here we go for another new live stream, guys. Wow, and I'm really digging these. I hope you guys are too. It really seems like you are. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the channel, that would be utterly fantastic, awesome. I would be just over the moon. I thank you in advance for that. And guys, comment too. You know, I think tonight, unfortunately, the comments are disabled for some reason. I think they are. I'm guessing they are. I'm gonna just check again. Yeah, it says sorry, live chat is currently unavailable. So my apologies to that, guys. I don't know why that is happening, but if you wanna drop a comment, do so anyway. I think they're recorded, or like I see them. There's a tab for them, but I don't know, or just in the recorded video. Yeah, if you have any questions or anything you want to say, in the comments section. Oh my goodness, that's good. Oh. Yeah, that is really good. Okay. So, yes, I am inking a new Zombie Pinup Diva from the Massive series. And, man, I'm you know what? We're discussing doing a deck of cards for you all. If you're interested in that at all, give me a what's up, man. Let me know in the comments if you're into playing cards or trading cards even. I'm thinking I really want to do that. I just don't know anything about them. Like I don't know enough about them to dip my toe, in that. I've kind of tried and done it, and it's hard to display that stuff for me at cons, Yeah, but I would do actual original sketch cards, right, of zombie characters. So those are really cool. I really like doing those, but I don't know. Like I said, it's hard for me to display them at cons, and yeah, they kind of take up too much room. I know, which is weird to say, and I know you might be thinking like, yeah, you can get like a box, but again, like the space at a con table is the most precious thing on earth. Like, use every inch of that thing, man. Yeah, to sell your wares, to sell your art, to sell the things, to get eyes on your work, for sure. Yeah, if you're at cons, right? So there we go. Just adding some nice sort of I don't know what's his Gary Frank. That kind of reminds me of that Gary Frank almost type of inking. And again, that was not intentional. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh yeah, it kind of has that feel. Those steps of lines, stacked lines, I like that. I just love, how people sort of, artists sort of like create this language, a language that, with lines that's actually, people are able to understand, what that is. And sometimes it's tough. Sometimes it's tough to make people understand what it is because your style might be a little too, crazy, right? Like the one guy that I thought that like it would be hard for his to sell his art to most people was Mike Mignola. I loved Mike Mignola. Like I love his stuff. I wish he would do more stuff, but I think he's not doing any more art. He's writing a lot, but. Yeah, who doesn't want to see more Mike Mignola art, right? It's like Art Adams or Mike Golden or any of those cats, right? So, yeah, man, want to see more of those guys, but maybe they're doing higher profile projects, or maybe they're just doing cons, or I don't know, or maybe they're not doing anything. Maybe they're just kicking it. Yeah. Don't know. Just don't have time to find out. I'm always doing stuff. It's always drawing and things of that nature. But I can be an adult sometimes. I can. I really can. Sometimes. Sometime. So I'm doing some cons, 2 cons this month in July, rather, coming up. So yeah, technically next month, but yeah, I'm doing 2 cons. I'm doing the Ruan Noranda Con or Ruan Con. Now I cannot remember the dates. One I believe is on the 12th, and the other one is on the 18th, or something like that. But the other one is a Witches and Weirdos event. It's called, I think it's Gaia's Graveyard. Gaia's Graveyard, like Earth Mother, Mother Earth, is graveyard. So I'll fit right into that one, of course, right? No need for a pun there. And then, yeah, Ruan Con, I believe, is the week after, or the week before. I think it's the week before. The Gaia's Graveyard is the week after. But anyway, I'll fix you up with some details. So I'll be there. I'll be there, and I'll have Cape Fear, the graphic novel. I'll have the comic prequel. I will have the Zombie Handbook. Many prints to choose from of my art. So yeah, guys, check me out. Check me out at Ruan Con and Gaia's Graveyard. Ah, man, I love that. That's awesome. Gaia's Graveyard, wonderful. Yeah. So yeah, looking forward. And that's a Witches and Weirdos event, by the way. They put on some great events, man. They put on some great events. I'm usually booked at most of them, or all of them. I think all of them this year, anyway. But I've gone, I've been an artist there, featured there many times for many things. Not every single thing, I think, but most of their events, yeah. So there we go. I think that might be done. Yeah, my Tombow. I love Tombow, man. These pens are great. They're very flexible. They have a nice ink, a nice strong tip. And yes, these are very good. I really like these. I noticed here, I could probably accentuate that more with more ink to pop that hand. And yeah, see? What I tell you? Yeah, I'll do the jokes around here. Yeah, so that hand now pops out much more, which is good. I like that. I wanted to do that. But yeah, And I was going to do this too, of course, to really pop that arm as well. You know? Yeah. You dig? Put some wrinkle on it. Put a bit of wrinkle on it. Yeah, these things I could, probably work on to the point of exhaustion, right? There's always more details you can put in. Like there's always more shadows and all that. Like, but you gotta sort of go, okay, that's enough. It's good. It's absolutely perfect the way it is. Doesn't need anything else. Yeah, you gotta put an end to it. You got other things to do. Yeah, so give it your best shot, and pull back when you have to too. Like sometimes you will have to pull back. I really love that. That's a very, and I was talking about Mike Mignola earlier. That's kind of a Mignola, just that little thing right there, just that little shape, the round thing with the, yeah. Yeah, no, he's the king of that light dark chiaroscuro-ish, almost everything is black, yet somehow, everything's super clear and bold. Yeah, it's crazy. So I think, if I remember correctly, he started out as a graphic designer, which again doesn't surprise me at all because his work is incredibly designed, like so economical and so minimalist, but yet saying so much. And if you didn't know too, he was a student of Frazetta too. At the beginning, right? Like he had a very strong Frazetta presence in his art. Yeah, so that was really interesting from him, right? Because you typically think Frazetta is like just like so graceful and so gritty and so like soft and round and all that stuff, sumptuous, and Mignola's stuff is like so like hard edged, and all that stuff. So you think like that's a weird combination, but no, it's true. What was the thing that he did? The Wolverine one with the graphic, there's sort of their prestige format one, where he fights Apocalypse in the Savage Land or something like that. It's a Wolverine thing. And Mignola does it, and it's very super Frazetta-ish, Especially the cover. The cover is like, yeah, very Frazetta-ish. Lots of Frazetta things in there, I noticed. And that's awesome, But it's so cool to see someone like of Mignola's stature actually, kind of using someone else's style. Just seems weird to me somehow. I don't know why. I don't know if people even think of this. Like this is like abstractly, but it's true. I think of that. I think of that stuff. So yes, man's got time to think. So there we go. I think that's nice. That's the worst compliment you could ever achieve. That's nice. No, just kidding. Any feedback is good, even if it's from, someone who kind of doesn't care. You gotta take that in sort of some kind of stride, man. That's nice. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That means a lot. It does. It does. Yep. It really does. So there. Okay, now it's done. What was that? The fourth time I said that? I'm just putting my name on it, and then that's it. There. Okay, so that's done. And now, hopefully, there is. Yes, I can put the brown on. I can put the brown on. Yes, let me pull up a little bit. Maybe that's a little better. I don't want to disorient you guys, but like I will kind of try to find a better angle from time to time, and I hope it is better. I hope it's a better angle, right? You know, maybe a different perspective. Maybe that's a good thing too. I don't know. And again, it says, sorry, the live chat is currently unavailable. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Don't know why. Okay, well. In any case, now, you know what? I do have to put on some, I do have to consider those teeth first. And because of the way that I do that, I want to consider those first. I really, you know what, the thing is, I really want to have them evident where they are. You know, I want to be able to see them. So I'm gonna affect them first, and probably after everything sort of all the paint washes are on it. You know. Probably add some more white on top, you know. But in the meantime, I really want to see where those teeth are, because I know he's got those big giant teeth, but he doesn't have actual teeth on the bottom that you can see. So I'm adding those new, and the teeth on the sides are also mine, you know. So he doesn't have, like, you can't see that. So that stuff has to, and the teeth here are covered with more of his giant lip, you know, for real. You know, that's how he looks, right? But here it's all peeled back, and yeah, I'm gonna add some more. I'm gonna add a lot of different like colors in there, I think, and a lot more texture, because I know that. I know that this character has way more texture, and I'm going to add more texture to him, to the skin and flesh and hands. And I think I'm going to add some maybe some pinkness. That's what I think was, you know what? That's what I think is kind of missing, a sick kind of pinkness. And I know just where to get that. Right here. It's just sitting there waiting for me. Ooh. Yeah, it's kind of a purple. But I'm gonna. Maybe it's too much. A little too much. Yeah, I think I like that. Yeah, I think I like that. And there's fireworks going off down the. Maybe at. Oh yeah, maybe they're having fireworks at the lake. Fireworks at the lake. Maybe that's what's happening. But I thought, is today Canada Day, or is it? Look, I'll be honest. I'm not good with days at the best of times. So it's no disrespect to Canada Day, but I don't know what day it is. Period. I know it's a Sun. No. Yeah, it is Sunday today. Isn't it? Oh man, see, that's where I'm at, folks. That's where I'm at. I don't even know what day it is. No, I think it's Sunday. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes. Yeah. Don't just stand there. Help me. No, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, man. I've been a shut-in for like days. For days. Yeah, just drawing and, I cut the grass today. I did stuff. But yeah, I've been a shut-in, man, just drawing and not much else, chilling kind of thing. I don't know, I feel weird. I feel long weekends make me feel weird somehow, and I don't even know, like, I kind of forget they even exist. And then I can feel them. I can feel them, and they feel weird to me. Yeah. Like some stores are closed, and not that I care at all, but some stores are closed like Monday and Tuesday. And I'm like, wow. That's quite a holiday, man. I mean, that's awesome. But some stores are doing that, and I'm like, wow, this is a serious. They're serious, man, about this holiday. That's great, I just don't, because I work from home. I don't do holiday stuff anymore. Like go to camp. I don't do any. Like I don't. Shocker! I don't have friends. Yeah. No surprises. I know. Don't. You sit down. Yeah. So I don't like hang out with anyone. Yeah. So that's like a don't do anything in that regard type of thing. Sorry guys, I was concentrating on. Or was I concentrating on that? Yeah, no, that's fine. No. In that socket's okay. Yeah. Sorry. What was I saying? Gibberish. Yeah, so I don't do holidays. Like I don't plan things, trips, or anything like that. It's not my thing. I just don't do that kind of stuff. In fact, this is how much of a nerd I am. In fact, like, while everyone's, like, doing stuff like that, I'm sitting at home drawing and going, like, oh, like, check out all the work I'm getting done. While everyone's, like, like, steps behind, I'm, like, steps ahead because I'm working through the holiday. I had that in the back of my mind, man. That's how crazy I was, and I am. Like, I still kind of think that. Like, I don't think that, but that kind of is always a thought that jokingly comes to mind, like, yeah, I'm getting more done than anyone else. Like, whoever's stupid, man. Like, but, you kind of think that way sometimes. Your head sort of goes there. There. Get Ludo. Ludo, I think, yes. More Ludo done. Yeah, man. He's gonna be just a massive hulking, scarred. Yeah, I'm gonna add some. You know what? Yes. Here, I'm gonna actually, because it's still a bit wet. Perfect. I'm gonna add some red, which is going to bleed, and that's going to create exactly what I want. Yeah, like that kind of, lesions or sores. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, and then you ink it. You ink it later, right? And you sort of ink around it and let the sort of shape dictate your ink lines. That way you're almost drawing the paint, like you're drawing the paint bleeding lines, like you're kind of drawing that. And that's cool. Like you can create, like you can discover some cool lines in there, but that definitely needs to dry. So I will then work on another Pokemon. Yes, this guy. Okay, I'm getting this guy done tonight. What's this guy again? Hitmontop. Yeah. Hitmontop. Man, how do I know that? Literally, guys, like when I say I research the Pokemon that I'm doing, like I really do. Otherwise, how on earth would I know this thing's name? You know? So yeah, like I have to go to their wiki page or whatever, and you know, find out the colors for sure, because I you know, I don't know some of the colors definitely. So I have to look for their colors, and since I'm on the page anyway, I kind of just read the first paragraph type of thing, like everything you kind of need to know, like in a paragraph type of thing, and that's it. Like nothing more than that. But I kind of like knowing what I'm drawing, rather than going in kind of blind and not getting it right. You know, for this type of thing, like. You might be saying in your head, like, oh, you know, you're sticking to such a, you know, crazy structure and everything for all of that. You know, that must suck. No, it actually is great, because you know where you're going with it. You know, you've already done the creative working out of the style. Now you're kind of employing it, right? So, yeah, and you use different styles for different things, right? Too, like big time, you know. And I do that because, you know, you don't want to use the same kind of style to describe everything. At least that's how I look at things. That's how I sort of interpret art and the creation of it. So the way I do it. And again, like this is literally self-taught. This is like 1,000% self-taught. In fact, when I was in college, I was told by a teacher not to use these mediums together. She said these mediums don't work together. Like, don't use those. So even in spite of that, from college. I developed this style on my own, and I'm not saying like, oh, I'm the only one who does this kind of thing, like this style. I'm just saying, I found it on my own. You know, I just went, oh, well, of course that should work. That should work. So, you know, it's just discovery, right? It's just discovery. So if you do enough art, right, you sort of like just discover things. Like how to do things better, what paper works with what, you know, pencil or pen or whatever. Like there's so many things you just pick up, right? So, yeah, and I'm one of those guys who basically I learn on my own. I don't read a lot of how-to stuff, but one of the best books I have is there's an inker's book, and oh man, there's a bunch of inkers who talk, comic book inkers who talk about their craft and all that stuff, and wow, it's awesome. Like, it's one of the best books I own. I did learn a lot from that kind of thing, just in even philosophy, if not style, you know. So that was a great book. But I typically don't learn that way, you know. And again, everybody's hooked up different, man. I don't see that's why I don't understand how there's conflict. Like, I just don't understand the conflict, you know. Everyone is the same. Like yeah. I don't get it. Anyway, yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But I like to keep it light here on the channel. Yeah, man. I love to keep it light. I do. I really do. You know, why not? Yeah, I love seeing you guys at the cons that I do. I really love seeing you guys, especially the folks who, like, you know, discover my work and then come back, like, you know, 3-4 times, 4 or 5 times, and continue looking and getting stuff and things like that. I love that. But no, I really do. I love the fans' enthusiasm, and I love meeting everyone that comes up to my table and checks out my work at conventions. Yeah, I'll be doing the Rouen Con, and Rouen Noranda. I believe northeast of here. Yeah, I think so. But anyway, if not, correct me. Yeah, doing that one this month or in July, and Gaia's Graveyard at the Caruso Club. I love that venue too. I love the Caruso Club as a venue. It's great. So yeah, looking forward to that one. Too. That one again. I can't remember the dates, guys. But check out those pages or on Facebook or whatever. You'll find out the dates and all the specifics. Like I just don't have all the specifics in my head right now. But yeah, those two cons I'm going to be going to. One in Rouen, Noranda, and the other right here. So yeah, come check me out, guys. Love to see ya. I'll be drawing there too. What a shocker! I'll be drawing there too. I'll be, when I do cons, of course, I do draw. I draw, right? So there isn't a lot of times that I don't. And still, this is all you got, Rob? No, it's one of those things, right? The comic stuff will be different. The posters. Check out my posters. And here's this too. Like, check out my T-shirt shop, guys. This is from my T-shirt shop. So check out that on TeePublic. Check me out on TeePublic. Yeah, I got a ton of T-shirt designs. I think 130. Like, yeah. Check that out. I almost never promote that, but I'll tell you, I buy tons of stuff off it because it's kind of free advertising, I guess, for me. Obviously, right? But too, there's some cool designs on there. I kind of forget about that, but yeah, check that out for sure if you want to. And you know what? The actual apparel is really good. So yeah, and again, I'm not trying to shill for them or anything like that. I'm just telling you, because I'm not only the creator, I'm a customer. The quality is very good. The designs stay on there for the longest time, even with doofuses like me at the helm of the washing machine. So yeah, they're great. They're great. Yeah, check it out for sure. You'll be glad you did. There. Is that rain or fireworks? Fire rain. There. How about that, guys? Maybe a little closer for this guy. How about that? How about that? Yeah. Okay. What do you think? Huh? Yeah, well, you know what? These are his colors, right? So, I'm going to add a little bit of flash to his eyes. A little bit of yellow in there to pop those a bit. And they're going to blend that with my old standard light gray. This is Tombow too. I really like these pens. Yeah, these pens are great. And I think you can get them at Staples. Staples? Yeah, I think you can get them at Staples. You know what? They might even be. They're probably art supply store stuff too, because they're really good. They're a great higher quality, I think, thing. So yeah, check that out. You're seeing me use it, right? If you like, I think it has a nice feel to it. Like the ink is great. The longevity is good. You know, things like that, man. Things that are important in a pen. You know. So, and I go, like, when I go to art supply stores that I'm not, that like, I really don't have, other than, what do you call it, Michael's here, there aren't any, like, Above Ground or Curry's or any other, like, art supply stores like that, like specialty art supply stores. So when I do go to those, I'll get like a ton of different pens, like one of a bunch of like different pens, whatever they've got in there, you know, like the pigment liner type, you know. I'll just try a bunch of them, and if some of them are like really, really good, I'll switch to those, you know, or I'll use those for something if I know they're going to be good for a certain type of style, you know. So yeah, I do that too. So yeah, just experimenting, like, you know, it's nice that your art's the same, but sometimes deviating from it. Like I do other art that is like completely different from this, which is like super more cartoony and like, you know, it's the adult stuff, but it's like a very different art style, and a completely different like discipline, because it's more story oriented. You know, the art tells a story more than being a singular image. You know, so, you know, selling that and doing a more cartoony, expressive style kind of balances this, right? So I kind of do that, and then, you know, a million maybe other things. Like, I really want to try more acrylic. You know, painting and stuff like that. I want to do more sculptures. Right out of view here is like a ton of sculpture art of mine, and this giant like Attack on Titan type creature guy that I did out of a mannequin. So I'll show you that one day. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like it's muy scary, man. Yeah, it's pretty scary. So there. Hitman top. Yeah. Where is my what am I gonna use? Okay, I'll use this white, see if it works well. It's not bad. Okay. Go get that mirror. There. Yeah, adding some, you know, adding a bit of highlight on there, and that's gonna fade a little bit. It's not gonna be so hot. Like, it's not gonna be that hot. You know. Yeah, I might put a hotter spot on it, you know, like this, like one of these. Give it one of these hotter spots, you know. But I don't, you know, it's kind of it's not really that necessary. I might do this though. I might actually add, and you know what, guys, too, like this was, you know, way more planned out. But yeah, I am adding more like different things to it, right? So, you know, shading and even, you know, other elements, just to, again, bring it out more, like pop it more. Yeah. And I think where's my yeah, I've got like a million pens here for reals. Well, the thing is, it's like you have to almost have everything at your reach, right? Oh, you know what? Here's another. I rarely talk about this because I rarely find it on my table, but this is an awesome brush pen, man, and it's I don't even know what it's called. Studio. It's a dollar store pen. It's a dollar store pen. Yeah, it's a brush pen. Like, look at this. Look at that beautiful line. Look at that. Oh, hey, Begara. Yeah. Oh my. Right? Look at that. Oh, yeah. And that's a dollar pen. A dollar store pen. A brush dollar store pen. Dollar brush dollar store. Yeah. Hitman top. Hitman top. Yeah, man. Kia. He dazzles you with his breakdancing prowess, and then proceeds to kick your ass. Yeah, just thicken up that upper lip, or that lower lip rather. Make it look like it's coming forward more with that heavier holding line, as you can see. Yeah, but this is wonderful. I love this is a great pen. Yeah, dollar store, man. Dollar store pen. You find these, you discover these, man. Yeah, I think this is like $1.25 maybe. I can't believe I just... No, but seriously though, I remember that kind of stuff. Like that when I say like, oh, if you can support my Patreon, it would be awesome at $2 a month. I really stretch that. If I could find 500 people on planet Earth that could throw in $2 a month to my Patreon, man, like I could build an art supply. Like it could be self-sustaining, man. Like I could do that and for super cheap. So yeah. If you know what, it's just to go create more art, man. That's where, and bigger art. Like, man, I want to do huge things too, But two, the budget has to be relatively, relegated, right? So if you have the ways and means, guys, to help support my Patreon, please do, and check out all the awesome art, almost 4,000 pieces on there, and I'm just doing it because, man, at this point, guys, it's like we're talking thousands and thousands of pieces of art, man. I don't want to stop. I love it. I love doing this, right? So, yeah, why do much more else if you love something, right? And you know what? I would always get that question too. Do you do other art but instead of zombie art? And I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, of course I do. I'm not just a zombie artist. I can do virtually any other type of art, of any subject, and I have. But I like doing the zombie thing. That's kind of my thing, and that's what people kind of know me for too. And I dig it. I dig it so much. It's that's how that came to be, basically, man. And from way back, in like grade school, man, yeah, I was drawing the zombies, man. Rob, you gotta draw a guy's head explode. Done. Gotta draw a guy eating another guy's head. Yep, done. So kids would ask me to draw stuff, and that's how I like. That was my self-preservation. blanket, basically. Yeah, my security blanket. Oh, sorry guys. For a second there, I thought I was working on the hand. Yeah. So anyway, I'm doing this stuff here. Maybe it's better here for this. Yeah, I'm kind of doing this area in here. And I want there to be veins, and I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, or if I'm covering it up a little bit. But yeah, you'll be able to see the actual lines I'm drawing. But yeah, this kind of texture for him. You know, a couple of weird, like, oh, there's weird sort of tentacle-like or suction cup-like, you know, images in there, and oh, there's weird, like, sort of wormy things that not are just veins, but come off the surface, right? So you want to kind of keep your head in that area where you're seeing that happen, right? You're seeing that happen in front of you, and you're kind of channeling that experience, you know, into the art. So that really helps. It really helps. Like, you know, unless it makes you go mad, which you know, that could have happened. That might have happened, and maybe I am mad. You know, maybe. I am. Okay. Yeah. Yes. How about that? Really getting in there. Yeah. Oh yeah, I love that. Awesome. Yep. That's great. That's really great. I like that. I like how that is coming across. And yeah, wonderful. Getting some getting some carnage going. Carnage. Like we needed something more violenter than Venom. You know, I think obviously, right, it was a way to like make Venom, I guess, more of a hero if you had a way worse guy. Because maybe that's what they realized. Oh man, Venom is way too popular to be a villain. We gotta shine more light on this dude, man. And so we gotta make someone worse. So they made Carnage. I'm sure that's what happened. I'm sure that's what happened. I don't know that for a fact at all, but I I surmise that that's kind of the course they took for that, you know. Because they were astounded by the popularity of Venom. Or Venom, yeah, and thought, yeah, we gotta make him a hero. Put him in his own book. Put him in his own book. Well, of course they do, right? Of course they do it that way. Like, even Deadpool had his, he had like 2 or 3 mini-series before his first like long-term series, or however you want to call it, regular series, I guess. So yeah, I guess they were working on Deadpool's act and making sure that giving him a regular series was worth it, you know. Yeah. Maybe I'll do a Deadpool next. But yeah, that Lodi one, gotta get back to that. How's that paint working? Okay, I think that's, you know what, I'm gonna get back to Lodi. Even if I have to do another, and I do. I have to put, I need to put on another couple washes on this guy. Yes, folks. that's what I have to do for him. Add some white to that brown or umber, burnt umber. Adding that, so that's gonna go on top of that's the fur, and it's gonna go haphazardly. Because it's not really that dark yet. Yeti or opaque. Yeah. There. Some more brown there. So these are the again, like the patches that are sort of coming off his, the hair patches that are coming off his body. Because he's decaying, his flesh is sloughing off, the hair is sloughing off the flesh, and we're seeing the sinew and skin and kind of bone structure and stuff below, below all that hair. Like he almost looks like a mammoth, he almost looks like Mr. Snuffleupagus, that level of hair, or Robin Williams level of hairiness. Another Simpsons reference there, but yeah, he's like a bantha, man. Like he's covered in hair, man. Like yeah, like his shoulders are like what do you call it? Jagged, like blocky, way more blocky than I even have him. No, he's kind of more slumped in this, right? Because, he's a zombie, right? So, but yeah, I'm putting the brown areas, the umber hair areas on him now. And over top, everything. I do not use watercolor the traditional way. If you hadn't noticed, I use watercolor almost like acrylic paint, almost, not exactly, but almost. I kind of build it up, and then I ink it, and I do finishes on it, like highlights and things like that. So. Yeah, like, traditionally in watercolor painting, you use the white of the paper as your highlight, as the lightest part of the painting, but I don't use it that way. I don't do it that way. I have, but I don't. That's not how I do most of my art. And you know what? Here's the thing: people often have asked how I did stuff because they thought it was like a computer program or whatever. And I'm not kidding. Like again, I don't come up with this stuff on my own. I've been asked like what program I do the art. Like what do I use? And I was like, yeah, it's just watercolor and pen and ink, and a little bit of highlight stuff here, there, whatever. So it's all traditional, in other words, right? And for some people, it's hard for them to believe that. And I'm sure that's going to get more prevalent, I'm sure that's going to be more prevalent where, people won't even understand the fact that people do art, actual human beings do it, So, yeah, pick up some original art while you can, And I'm not. That's not a sales pitch, man. I think that's an actual investment thing. Like all the art that's already been sort of done out there is already gone. Like all that's like even comic book pages, man, by comic book artists over the years. You got like a Captain Marvel page or whatever. Like that's gone. It's gone. Somebody's already bought that for their collection. People collect original art, so all of that stuff, and you think, well, where else do you see? Who else does original art, right? Okay, well, artists obviously who are doing like paintings and things like that, even for light their pleasure, not even like working in the field, but as a hobby, or whatever, like even that that's gonna go the way of the dodo, you know. So yeah, like all of that stuff, like, and then where's original art gonna come from? Nobody's gonna be doing it. Nobody's going to be doing it that way. Traditional original art, right? So it's interesting to think about that. I think about that sometimes, and I'm like, yeah, that's an absolute. I can absolutely see that happening. In a few years, Yeah, because there's still. I think there's still enough like people that. Older people that and yeah, there are young people that do art like kind of this with traditional means, but again, like it's going to be, I think it's going to be far and few between, people doing that anymore. There's just easier ways to do it, Easier methods. Yeah, banter. So I'm doing Lodi from Labyrinth by request. And he's looking pretty. He's looking mighty mean. He's looking mighty mean. Yeah. This is fun. This one's fun. I like this one. This one's fun. Yeah. That tongue coming at ya. Yeah. Teeth, back teeth. Bloody lips, and this weird protrusion. On his chin. A lot of the other stuff, though, has rotted away. So yeah, a lot of it's showing. And you know what? I'm actually gonna. Thanks for reminding me, Rob. No problem, Rob. Douche. I'm gonna add that. Like it's all eaten away. See, even even in the final. Few washes, I'm still changing stuff. Yeah. Art. Yeah. So, and there's so much more to do. Like there's more on him to do, for sure. And I'm actually gonna do some of it right now because it's not touching anything else that's wet. So I'm going to do the inside of his eyes. Yeah. Get those, sorry guys. Damn it. Be more vigilant. Get those eyes really sunken in. Much more sunken in. Yeah. Kind of looks more like him now, I think. Because of that, too. Darken some of the mouth. Tongue. Yeah. Huh? Man. So I think that's kind of cool. Might put some more, let me put some more brown in there, get that a little darker in areas. Yeah, let me just do that now because I can, because it's kind of dry enough, I think. I'm pretty sure. You see that? There we go. Just adding some sloughed off hair, some more of that. And then, I'm going to ink obviously over that and finish off a lot of the sort of lines that fade off, right? Solidify those, make them hairlines, when I do the inking. So again, this is basically the ugly phase, In most cases, I try to take it as close to being a finished painting as possible before I ink. But in some cases, I don't. It really depends. It's a case by case drawing type of thing. Sometimes I'll do way more painting before inks, and sometimes I don't. It depends on the subject, really. So that differs a lot. But you know what? I'm adding, I'm going to add a little longer hair on top, I think. Because he does, have tons of hair. He's really hairy. Like I said, he's almost like Mr. Snuffleupagus in the hair department. Which is fine, but I gotta put it on there. Oh yeah, I actually like that. Yeah, that's good. There we go. Oh, there we go. Just adding more hair falling off of them. Different lengths. It's all sloughing off with his flesh. Yeah. Welcome to my studio, guys. Check out my Patreon, please. That is where all the zombie art that you see me do here goes. And then some. There is tons and tons of regular art there, too. Just art that, nature stuff and musicians that I like, or that have passed, or actors, or just heroes of mine. Check that out too. There's no shortage of art, and as I've mentioned before, if you have the ways and means to throw in $2 a month to help support Zombie Daily create more art through more and better art supplies. That's where the funding goes when you help fund the Zombie Daily page. Oh, there's a little fruit fly in there. And I got caught in my pens. He's not going to stop bugging me. There. All right. So that's on its way for sure. Here's another Pokemon. Oh my goodness. You know what? I think this is the last Pokemon I've got kind of sitting there. Yeah. I'm going to have to do some more new ones pretty soon. Yeah, because this is the last Pokemon I've got from the last big push, last big array of zombie Pokemon I did. So penciled and I guess also did all the washes for us. So that's good. But boy, I need to get some more going. So I'll be doing that soon. I've got a couple of zombie pinups on the go too. How many? 2. Wow, 2. That's awesome. So I got 2 zombie pinups. Then I've got Carnage here. Going to be working on him sporadically, and of course Lodi from and Lodi's in the ugly phase of the process, but that is from Labyrinth. So yeah. If you guys enjoy watching me draw in my studio, please subscribe to the channel for more, and it really helps that almighty algorithm to get more eyes on my work, So if you subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it, guys. I really would. It would mean the world to me. I have gotten some new subscribers recently, and for that I really thank you guys. Everyone who subscribes to the channel, I really thank you, and I hope that I've earned your subscription. If you want to see how a professional artist does the process of his art, check it out if you're so interested. If you've been a fan of my art for a long time now, you can actually see how I do it. I get asked a lot about how long it takes me to do certain things. So kind of here you get to see a little bit of that. Like, I always go from one thing to the next, art-wise, but everything gets done. Everything gets done. Sometimes I think I actually got 2 things done tonight already in the live stream, during the live stream. So hopefully I will get this Pokemon done as well, and that'll be good. And I think I'm gonna have to call it a night soon. There, I'm adding the teeth. There we go. Yeah, he kind of looks more like a deadite. Yeah, right. He's like, and you know what? I don't know about you guys, but here's my thought on it. Like, I find the deadites are kind of like zombies. Like they're controlled by demons, right? And like they're dead flesh, basically. So yeah, they're like kind of demonic zombies. So yeah, I do absolutely consider them zombies. Like, I actually write about that. I have a section about that in the zombie handbook that I wrote that actually describes them and their place in the whole zombie arena, or whatever you want to call it. The coterie of zombies. The coterie of zombies. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to read about that, check out my zombie handbook, man. I will always have it with me at cons. The new edition is absolutely stunning. Yeah, it's awesome. More and bigger art. Oh man, that's one of my pet peeves from the original. Don't get me wrong, man. I'm eternally grateful for for the opportunity to do that book. But if I had it my way, and I did, I would have made the art much bigger, and put things like put more art in areas where there was nothing, and that's exactly what we did. We reconditioned it, reformatted it, added more art to it, and made the art that was already in it even bigger. So man, I have to say the second printing, which is the one I've got now, is awesome. Like, it's fantastic. I'm very proud of it, and wow, it took a lot of time to do, because I did it with a partner, and we basically did it together. So it was like unbelievably, and we did it like the hottest weather ever. It was like 2 summers ago now, I think. 2 summers ago now, and it was like one of the hottest summers ever, and I was like, I just want to like kill myself. Yeah, like, so how we didn't kill each other, I'll never know, because man, it was like, trying to fit things in, and there was so many components. And you know what? To the person, I can't remember now, who asked me about, I think they asked me about publishing. Like, if you do like every component yourself, Like, you got to mentally prepare for that. You need a Rocky montage, for that. You need to mentally prepare for that kind of stuff. That does something to you, man. Like, illustrating and writing and putting it all together and publishing it and promoting it. Like, oh my god. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Mind you, you can do stuff on a much smaller scale. If that's what you wanted to do. If you wanted to publish stuff, anyone can publish stuff. Like, anyone can publish stuff. It's basically just up to you what level of quality and all of those components means to you. Or you can afford to, But if you want to publish anything, you can. You can publish anything. Like, you can publish, like, if you have a sketchbook that you're really proud of, or like a series of art that you're really proud of, you could do a little zine or a little sort of art book, and have a little foreword that you write in it, and excuse me, and like, sell it at cons, or have a series of them and sell them at cons that you go to too. That you're an artist or vendor. Like, I'm sure, again, like, I'm not saying things that don't already exist. Of course I'm not. But, you're hearing it here first, maybe, to some people, wanting to learn more about cons, I guess, So some information is things that you sort of have to just experience, You get a better judgment of how things work when they're from actual experience. So, when I say things about cons and how to maybe, work cons and stuff, it's coming from a very honest place, and it's coming from a person who, has been to many, over the many years. So, yeah. And I hope to help people, make things easier if I can. The business of art is not always a straight line. How ironic. Yeah, it's very convoluted, and sometimes very imperfect, and sometimes very surprising. I think that guy I was thinking of earlier is Federico Fernellini, or Ferdellini, that artist that did the Batman stuff, and I think he did stuff for Action Comics recently too, which I don't have, unfortunately. But yeah, his art, oh man, I don't know why I just thought of him again, but his art, oh jeez, there, yeah. It's just, wow, fantastic. Just fantastic. So rich and inventive. Like that, I think that's one of the most appealing thing about his work. Not only is his expertise and command of the medium and all that stuff, beyond excellent. He's very inventive, he's very creative too, I'm sure he's designed a lot of stuff for DC. I have a feeling he has, especially during that Dark Knight, Dark Knight death metal or whatever. I know Capullo did it, but I have a feeling that, I think that Federico Fredellini or whatever his name is, painter, did some of the giant sizes or one-offs or whatever during that series too. So anyway, I love his art. I think that this too, and it's kind of like Serpieri doing the Druna inking. It's that kind of haphazard staccato and weird, almost hatching, and then the other hatching on top of it, sort of simultaneously, but in a sort of just off a wee bit to make it way more, have that reflective light in there way more, and showing that shape of the material way more, like these lines, these types of lines, those sort of, the lines that follow the surface of the structure, in this case the wing, the wing. How about a wing? Yeah, that's great. I like that. This is, I think, more of a I think this is way more of a Deadite Pokemon zombie. How did it turn into a zombie? It was the Deadites. It was the Deadite zombie. That's how he became a zombie. Is that? That's his story. I'm gonna add a little bit of this, a little bit of darkness in there. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Nice thicker holding line around there. Yeah. So yeah, guys, I'm going to be at a few conventions, events this coming month, July. I'm going to be at Gaia's Graveyard at the Crusoe Club. Look for that. I cannot remember the exact date at the moment, but please, if somebody wants to comment on what date it is, please leave that in the comments below. I'll probably look for that the next live stream and let you know what the date is. It just escapes me right now. That and Ruan Con. I think Ruan Con is first, in fact. Ruan Con in Ruan, Naranda. Got that coming up. I've got more coming up during the year as well. I've got Anime Con in, I think it's Aurelia? But Anime Con, yeah, man. I think it's in Aurelia and it's at a mall, actually. I'm super looking forward to that. But that's in August. So yeah, it's an Anime Con. I think it used to be sort of called Cottage Country Con. But they changed it this year to do like just straight up anime, which, man, that's awesome, So yeah, check that out. Look for that. That's coming in August. I'll be at that as well. So look for me there, and look for me in Ruan, Naranda. I've never been. So I'm looking forward to that a lot. And there's more. I'll keep you guys posted there about where my whereabouts. Where did he go? Yeah. So there we go with the. And you know what? I'm gonna add this, a little bit of this, ribbing. There. Yeah. I think it's raining out. Oh, that's awesome. I just cut the grass too. Yay! It's going to be all nice and fed, watered. Well, I put all the mulch right back on the grass, and that's great. It actually just goes right into the ground. Circle of life, babies. Circle of life. There. Got to reposition. Get more comfortable. But I think this one's done. I think this Pokemon is done. Zombie Pokemon. Maybe I'll add a bit of highlighting in here. Now this is a Sharpie creative marker. I think they call it a what do they call it? Acrylic marker. That's what they call it, I think. So yeah, if you're looking for that, that's what it's called, acrylic marker, and it's from Sharpie. They have a lot of different colors. I can't remember the price on them, but yeah, you know what? I bought some, and I thought I'm gonna try them out, see how they work. Right? I've never had them before, so I thought, yeah, I'll get these. I'll see how they work, and I've kind of been sporadically using them. I haven't done a full drawing or painting or whatever with them yet, though. I've just used them in conjunction with other materials. So yeah, I haven't tried that yet, but I kind of want to. I'm looking forward to that. I'm kind of looking forward to building that up. You know, I don't use acrylics that often because of, and you know what? This is the main reason. It's because you have to clean everything afterwards, and you have to like measure, because if you don't use all your paint, it's ruined. Whereas watercolor, it lasts forever. It could be a block, it could be crumbs, and I've used crumbs, right? Crumbs of a color. Your brushes, you just throw them in water again, and boom, they're clean. It dries faster, like yada yada yada. That's why I use watercolor. So if I can use acrylics like this in a pen, it might entice me to stay. It might entice me to continue, with more of that. So I really like this one, guys. I hope you guys like it too. The finished version will go on to the Patreon page, of course, where all of the art goes. That's where all of the art that you see me do here goes. Also on zombieportraits.com, zombieportraits.com. I am so easy to find, guys. Zombieportraits.com. I think, you know what? If you type in zombie art probably into Google, I am probably very close to, if not on the first page. I think. But try it out. When in doubt, zombieportraits.com. And get yourself a zombie portrait. Check out the new art in the blog on zombieportraits.com. Or check out the Patreon page. So yeah, I think that one is done. It is destined now for the Patreon page at some point, and I think I can go ahead now and start inking. Can I start inking? I better make sure before I start inking. Yeah, I think I can start inking. Now, you know what? Here. Okay, one last little thing here. I'm gonna add a bit more depth to the horns here, and yeah, I think I'm gonna add a little bit more depth to the underside. Yeah, between the fingers too. Yeah, and the other arm. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that will. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to put that hue, the bluish hue, to sort of have the other things in the distance recede while the knee pops. And you know what? I just realized that I need to put some brown on the other side of the knee. Okay, so there's that kind of slows it down a bit, but it's, you know what, guys, it's necessary. I have to kind of do it. It has to, I know it's not as exciting as, say, inking or whatever, but you know what, I'm kind of still making it up as I go along, fixing stuff, and yeah, I needed to put some hair coming off that knee, like sloughing off the knee. So I just put that in there now. Yeah, that's fine. And soon it will be ready to ink. Yes, I think that's probably good enough for all of the wash elements. Maybe just a bit more on the teeth. Yeah. There. Yeah. And there. And there. All right. Okay, so there. Now, we're back to... And this is great. You know what? I really love these new Zombie Pinup Diva drawings. Yeah, man, I really do like these. I love doing these, guys, like, a lot. And, I mean, you know what? If 1,100 of them means anything, then that's pretty much what it means. I really enjoy doing them. And, you know what? They are a big hit. Like, the analytics always go up when the Zombie Pinup Divas are posted on Zombie Daily. So, yeah, they are a big hit, and I love that. That's awesome. I enjoy doing them a lot. Like I said, they're all different. You know, there's none that, there's no two that are alike. I think there is two, you know what? I think there is two that are alike because I think I used the same pose twice. But the drawings are different, you know. So, yeah. But otherwise, like, they're all different drawings, you know, completely. So, yeah. It keeps it interesting, right? You don't want to do the same thing over and over again. But even if you did, it would be different every single time, you know. So... yeah. And I will reach the 1100th Zombie Pinup Diva this Halloween. So this Halloween coming, October 31st, man. 1100th milestone, Zombie Pinup Diva number 1100. Yeah, it's a milestone, of course, man. 100 every, you know, and that's what I'm going to do every year. That is my goal, is to do 100 Zombie Pinup Divas each year, and post the next 100th on every Halloween. Yeah, you know, it would be really cool to be recognized in the world of horror without doing a movie. You know, that would be very cool. You know, hey, this guy draws tons of zombies. Isn't that something? Nah. Nah, it's all good. You know what, man? I don't care. I love my fans. When I see my fans, man, I love them, and you know what? I have fans online who purchase things and you know, comment and watch the videos and stuff like that. And I'm so glad I can be a part of your entertainment or viewing, or even, you know, if you want to be an artist, like, hopefully giving you some tips and things, you know, as I draw, as you watch me sort of ad-lib and create. That was pretty crazy with the other stuff there. It's just really doing it on the fly, and not knowing what the hell is happening. But yeah, hope you guys are digging it. Whew, I think I'm gonna have to call it quits soon, though, boys and girls, and I will continue again very soon. Remember, I'm doing Lodi as a zombie from Labyrinth. Man, do I ever want to ink this so bad, so bad. Yeah, so I'm doing Lodi. You know what? I think I'm gonna go smaller on that. Yeah, number 2, because I really want to get those details in around the eyes and the eyes. But yeah, I really want those sunken in. Like he is almost a deadite zombie. Like he's got the really huge sunken in eyes, like, sort of typical of Deadites from the Sam Raimi Evil Dead series and beyond. Yeah. I mean, you know what? There it is too. There's another like unique zombie look, right? Like that's more of a demonic zombie, but nonetheless, dead flesh. So, yeah. And then sort of applying that aesthetic to this version of Lodi from Labyrinth, from the movie Labyrinth. That was Jennifer Connelly, eh? Jennifer Connelly and David Bowie. Jennifer Connelly, come on. She is like just a timeless beauty. Oh my goodness. Like, wow. Wow-wee. Yeah. She just never ages, eh? Jennifer Connelly, wow. Yeah, really like her. And she's great. And she's a great actor, actress, whatever, however you want to. I don't know what people say now. I grew up with actress, but I've heard that did I hear that was not appropriate or something, or I don't know. I'm fine either way, but I just find that kind of weird that would be inappropriate. Inappropriate? I don't know. Weird. Very weird. So, adding some more details to Lodi from Labyrinth, man, I'm actually really making him look ferocious and scary. And well, he should. So yeah, he's very, very textured, like super. He's got so much detail in his skin, flesh, whatever. So yeah, I'm really going out with that, and making it apparent that yeah, and then his like the horn, one of his horns is sort of like more mangled and broken up. Yeah, so. Yeah, but I'm loving inking this, of course, because, man, well, what's not to love? This is, this is fantastic, this part, I love, like, putting in those little details and bumps and scratches and bruises and frown lines and all that kind of stuff. Boils, holes, yeah, all that kind of stuff that, characteristics of a zombie, especially, a more deadite kind of zombie, So I'm kind of using that deadite style on this Lodi from Labyrinth. And for those of you who don't know what Lodi is, which this afternoon I didn't know what Lodi was. Do I have Labyrinth? I think I own Labyrinth. I should maybe watch it, but yeah, a fan requested it, and so I typed in Lodi, and it came out as like some kind of an online game, maybe. I don't know. I think it was like a game of some kind, and I'm like, what? How does she want me to zombify this? And then so I asked in the comments. I said, "What's Lodi again?" And she said it's from Labyrinth, and I was like, "Oh." So yes, I finally found out, because the name escaped me. I was like, "What? Who? What? When?" So. Yeah, man, and it's been a long time, if ever, that I watched Labyrinth. I can't remember the last time, So yeah, I'm kind of like I kind of had to draw this almost like it was not the best position to be in drawing this, and I used like an incredibly small photo that I found online. Yeah, so hopefully it does, look enough like the character. I think it does. Yeah. I think it does as a zombie, Because yes, I did change a lot, but man, like I think the more noticeable or characteristical features are intact, Characteristical? Did I say that? Did I make that up? I did. I just made up a word. Yeah. So. Yeah, and ordinarily, this character is incredibly cute. Very adorable, right? So, like me taking him and making him like look really ferocious really takes him out of his wheelhouse, so to speak. And you have to be careful, right? So you still make him identifiable, but not going too far, not going too extreme, And I'm sure, I'm sure I'll get that whole you know what, you could go way grosser and more evil and more blah blah blah, over the top, with your work. And it's yeah, I could absolutely, but I want to keep, like I said before, I want to keep the characters, looking like they should, identifiable, right? For this thing, for the, if you want to see me go crazy, you want to get nuts, let's get nuts. You want to see me go crazy, I can show you some crazy stuff that is very not safe, very not safe. But you want to have structure for certain things, right? You want to be able to do that. And you know what? Here's the thing too. That's why I do a lot of other art, like caricatures and portraits, like the line art portraits I do, and things like that, to see if I can still kind of hang with that kind of style, and kind of do that stuff. So I'll dip into that every once in a while to make sure that I'm still, I still got it type of thing, and do something incredibly mind-bogglingly, detailed and realistic or whatever, prestigious, with my art. Because if I'm doing this all the time, if I'm just doing zombie stuff all the time, then it's it's hard to readjust. So no, I do dip into other things often, right? And especially the adult stuff that I do, right, which is completely different and very cartoony and very expressive and very storytelling oriented, in the way that it's executed. And even material wise, I use different materials too to create that. So it's always good to change it up, man. Keep things interesting for yourself. Always have a bunch of stuff, different things on the go, so you can switch to inking, or you can switch to painting, or you can switch to penciling, being creative. Sometimes you feel more creative, right? Some days you feel more creative. It could be the positioning of the moon or whatever, but whatever that is, it doesn't really matter, right? The thing that matters is take advantage of it when it's there, right? Don't waste it. Who knows how many more of those you got, right? So yeah, when you're creative, do your penciling, do your your working out of things, and then you can even put that aside for more other things, right? And then get back to it when you feel like working on that kind of stuff again, or whatever phase it's in. It might be in the color wash phase, and you might want to get more creative with the color washes, that discipline or that kind of component, right? And then the inking, man, too. The inking, that's another thing where you can kind of go, I'm in the mood for that. I'm in the real mood for inking, So you kind of take advantage of those moods when they hit you, and it's a lot it's a lot. It helps a lot, It helps your art. Art. Again, guys, these are things I just sort of discover. And they help me. These things help me, right? Having different art on the go, dipping into different styles and things like that. Using reference, not using reference. Like all of those different things, doing drawings from the ground up, working it out as it goes, like all of that stuff, right, goes into your process, So here I'm doing, more tangled, sinuous flesh. Like his hair is obviously sloughed off, maybe some of his skin too, and he's looking quite cadaverous. Yeah, looking quite cadaverous. Yeah, so, there, And I didn't want to make his hands too much like this, too skeletal, because I know he's sort of he's a bulky creature, right? So I kind of wanted to keep that bulk in there, but at the same time, really, really reduce the flesh quotient. You know what? I might actually do this. That kind of works too. It's like a bone fragment sticking out, and there's more hair coming off that forearm. And man, I might even use marker on top of the hair, the brown of the hair. There's ochre in there, and there's burnt umber, and oh man, there's everything. There's black, white, blue. In the hair, like in the hair parts, in the parts where there's hair. There's all sorts of colors in there, but primarily it gives you that brown-ish, hue. And here we go with the giant jaw. I'm actually gonna do this, and you see that? Putting all those little stretched flesh lines, and then a couple of broken. When did I say? Oh, I gotta wrap it up, guys. When did I say that? An hour ago? 2 hours? Yeah, I gotta start wrapping it up though. Seriously. Yeah, I just can't help it. Do. Yeah, there we go. Hey, there we go. There's some nice teeth, right? There's some great incisors. No, the incisors are the top fangs, right? Yeah, incisors. I think these are the these are the bottom molars, I believe. Yes, the bottom molars. So yeah, showing the inside of the mouth, right? Showing the inside of the mouth, like how far back it goes. Look at all these ripped open parts from the cheek. The cheeks are gone. The cheeks have been rotted away. And you know what? Who knows? Maybe at a certain point. Lodi here, stops rotting and comes to a sort of just enough pliable, state of being. So he kind of stays the same. He doesn't rot anymore. It's just kind of just all like, saran wrapped flesh to his body. Whatever the constituents of his skin are. Because like the hair is gone, right? Most of the hair is gone. But what is his skin made of? Can his skin actually, do that? And I'm thinking it does. I'm thinking it will. So that's kind of, again, where my head's at in terms of like how to depict it, with art, like with the materials, So, yeah, like thinking about how that flesh would look, is important. And I mean, you know what? Yeah, I'm doing zombie stuff, but it kind of applies to everything, right? It kind of applies to any drawing that you do. Like you're thinking more about it because you've seen it or you've experienced it in nature or whatever, So that really helps. That really helps your perception of the material that you're drawing, right? So, yeah, use all of your faculties. Use all of your faculties to help you achieve the drawing that you want. The kind of realism and detail and texture and all that stuff. And then you'll apply your inking styles when you're going to learn how to do that, right? You'll learn how to do that like by watching cats like me and other artists, and you might go, oh, you know what? I really like that guy's the way he inks, or I really like the way he shows this or she does that, or I think one of the more interesting people to come out in a while was Jenny Frisson. I really love her color covers. Rather, I don't know if she does interiors. I don't think I've ever seen her do interiors. I think she's just a cover artist. But yeah, I really love her work. Who else? Oh, like Michael Golden, of course, like that guy. Always, right? Always Michael Golden. Yeah, there's lots. There's a lot of, there's a lot. I could go on all night, about great artists out there. Yeah, Joshua Cassara, there's a great, that I really love his work. I don't think I would, I don't know if I would continue getting Deadpool Wolverine if it wasn't for his art. That's a guy I would follow. That's a guy I would follow his, whatever book he does, and yeah, because I like his art, man. That's what I do. That's how I roll. That's what I do. Like if I like a cat's art, man, I'm gonna follow, like Byrne. I did, like John Byrne. I collected every book he did, man. I loved every book he did. Writing and drawing. So yeah, there's a lot of artists through the years that I will follow them and buy their books, whatever, doesn't matter what they're on, type of thing. Yeah. So that's my sort of comic book mentality. So here I am. I'm doing more of that. Iron Sheik torso. Yeah, that kind of like bloated, but you can see the abs, but they're like bloated. Like if you guys know the Liver King, that Liver King guy. He's in the news now because I think he threatened Joe Rogan. Is it Joe? Yeah, Joe Rogan, I guess. Joe Rogan threatened to kill him. Yeah, man. Like this is the world we live in, man. The Liver King is there's such a thing as that. First of all, But anyway, yeah, I saw him recently, and he's got that like that bloated, distended sort of thorax, but like muscular, and it's weird. It's weird. I've seen that before. Yeah, it's like the Iron Sheik. It's like the Iron Sheik. You know, distended gut, but with abs. You know, weird. So yeah, just again riffing on some inks, like just kind of creating the inks with what I've got there, you know, and again like you know, making things more pronounced, and yeah, adding all the details and little minuscule things that you want people to sort of marvel at when they look at your super detailed, fun, zombie, crazy, silly, fresh art. You know? Yeah. I you know what? I kind of keep tattoo design in mind. Like I kind of keep that kind of idea in mind. Comic books, obviously, like all of that stuff influences my influences my work. Like I love simplicity, like the simplicity in the drawing of the things, but then like I love lots of detail and texture and stuff like that. So you know, I try to do the real simplification of the thing first, and then draw the hell out of it. You know, basically, I've heard that somewhere. Who said that? Somebody said something like that. An artist. You know, get your structure down. You know, make everything like readable and precise and all that stuff. And then draw the hell out of it. You know, really add all of those wonderful things that make people sort of go, oh wow, look at how detailed and awesome that is. I like that kind of art. I think that kind of art gets attention, and I love that kind of. I like that kind of reaction from people. I love it when people sort of react that way. You know, where they go, oh wow, you know, that's so great. You know, that's so great. You know, I love you guys, man. I love you guys. Yeah, no, but I do. You know, if you can't tell, right? So yeah. I really love the reactions I get from folks at cons and stuff like that. It really excites me. I love that. I love that aspect of it. So. You know, getting a reaction from your art is always great. You know, it's always great. You know, even when it's. You know what? Here's this. I'm going to tell you one little quick story, and then I have to call it a night, man. I have to. I'm out of coffee, and I said, oh, you know what? I'm going to get like 2 things of coffee, but I ran out. But here's this one little quick story. So. Zombie Portraits was blowing up, like it was blowing up, and it blew up and it was like sort of up there for a long time, for quite a while. So we'd always get offers. I'd always get offers to be in publications of various kinds, right? Like magazines. I've got like tons of magazines with articles with me in them, man, because I'm a nerd like that. I gotta cut. I never look at that stuff, but it's just like, it's just kind of cool that like somebody wrote some crap about you and put you in a magazine and stuff like that. Like, who wouldn't want that, right? Come on. Like, of course, that's awesome, right? And yeah, I do care. I do think it's a big deal. Like, I do think it's a cool thing, But I don't give it much thought or anything like that. But suffice to say, like, man, like people, because they had the paper online, people were like just bashing me and going like, there's people going like, because I zombified the Queen, I guess, and Prince Charles, like they were super pissed, and like people were going like, he should be arrested, like if he steps off a plane here, whatever. Like they were saying all this stuff, and I was like, holy crap, I can't believe that. So I actually went online, like on that, like I joined that paper or whatever, and I was like thanking people for loving me so much. Like I was like, oh, you guys really love me, thanks so much. And like just trying to like make them more pissed off at me, because I was like, this is awesome, man. So yeah, that kind of happened, and I was like, wow, I can't believe I'm getting a reaction like this. That's crazy. So yeah, they hated my guts. They did not like me for doing those. And I'm like, come on, man. You know. But yeah, I kind of tried to make it worse. Oh, you little imp. But yeah, so that was one of many sort of little things during my bizarre, zombie artist career. So if you guys like that story, I've got several more where that come from. So here we go, guys. I'm gonna have to call it a night. I'm starting to lose consciousness here, but guys, thank you so much for watching. And man, look at all the stuff. Look at all the stuff we did. Look at that. We did that. We did that. We did this. We finished this. Wow. We finished that, and with the Druna, the Serpieri inks on the bottom of that bat. And then you know what? I can almost, here's this. I'm gonna do. I have to, man. I have to do this. I'm gonna put that same kind of idea into the ears here, just lightly. Yeah. There. No, I had to do that. So that too, and yes, Hitman Top, another brand new Pokemon. So guys, these will be on the Patreon page, of course, Zombie Daily, the Zombie Daily Patreon page. Please help support that page. Please subscribe to the channel. Guys, I would so love that. That would be so awesome. Subscription to the channel. And just that alone. Watch the videos, like the videos for sure. Comment, ask questions. I'll get to them in the next live stream. What can I say, man? I really enjoy doing these for you guys. I hope you enjoy them as well. And I really thank you for watching. And check out the recorded version. And you'll see how all of this, that you can actually fast forward and see all these things being made. Like especially the Lodi, because the Lodi is, I basically did that from the ground up at the beginning of this video. So yeah, you can actually watch that come together, and a lot of the inking on the carnage in there. But yeah, that Lodi started as nothing. It was nothing at the beginning of the video, and now we start at the bottom. Now we're here, man. Yeah, so there's that, and it's far from finished, but man, I'm really going to enjoy this. Say ciao da. I'm gonna add just this, and then I'm gonna go back to whatever it is that I do. Yeah, I have to do that. There. Wait, just a bit more. Wait, just this. Then. Yes. There. Okay, there. There. Yeah. No, this. No, this. You guys can't see what I'm even doing. Oh. This, there, that's good. Okay, you probably can't see that, but I mean, because of the weird glare. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Again, check out. Hey, look at this. That you could get one of those babies at the TeePublic page, my TeePublic page. And yeah, there's like 130 different designs there, guys. Check it out. And check out the Patreon and Zombie Portraits. And I will see you guys again real soon. Thank you all for watching. Peace Love, best wishes.